of the Tree of Life synagogue deadly attack. What's next in the Trump impeachment inquiry and why President Trump will be coming to Pittsburgh next week. And not everyone at the Bloomfield's Day Columbus Parade was filled with celebration. Some were protesters.
Live from the Point Park University Broadcast Center in downtown Pittsburgh, this is Point News.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Point News. I'm Allison Schubert. My co-anchor Monet Finley is doing double duty today. She's over at the weather wall talking about what may just be the first flakes of the season. Monet?
Thanks, Allison. Welcome to our weekend weather. Now, we might not be getting any snow, but there's a short chance for rain. On Friday, there will be a high of 56 degrees, so you can expect a sunny day but partly cloudy. Then in the evening, there will be 36 degrees, so it will be low and it will be freezing, so ensure that you have your coat. And there's a 10% chance of precipitation. On Saturday, there's a high of 66 degrees, so it will be sunny, but still a small amount of clouds. And then in the evening, there will be a low of 48 degrees, and there's a 10% chance of precipitation. On Sunday, we are getting a little bit of sunshine, so get ready. And then there will be in the evening, there will be a low of 52 degrees and a 60% chance of precipitation. Thank you. Right back to you, Allison.
Thanks, Monet. People across the United States and around the world will join together virtually on the one-year anniversary of the attack on the Tree of Life synagogue building in Pittsburgh. The virtual commemoration, called Pause with Pittsburgh, is scheduled for 5 p.m. on October 27th. The moment of solidarity and remembrance for the 11 people who were killed during the attack will include, for those in North America, a text including a video with the morning prayer and a link to Pittsburgh's local community public memorial service via live stream, and an opportunity to post on a community message board. Overseas participation is through email. The program is a project of the Jewish Federations of North America. And the University Counseling Center at Point Park is providing a counseling program called Healing Through Hearing for African American students to explore possible impacts of racial trauma in an experiential manner. According to the Counseling Center, racial trauma is a form of race-based stress and refers to people of color and reactions to dangerous events and threats of racial discrimination.
If you haven't heard the news, we want to let you know that the boil water advisory affecting a handful of Pittsburgh neighborhoods has been lifted. The advisory went into effect on Saturday after a water line break on Mount Washington. Residents in Elliott, Westwood, and Ridgemont were told to boil their water as a precaution. The advisory was lifted on Tuesday afternoon. So what's next with the impeachment inquiry of President Trump? On this evening, Mr. Trump will hold a campaign rally in Minneapolis, his first since the impeachment investigation began. On Friday, House investigators are due to interview the Korean diplomat and former American ambassador to Ukraine, Marie Yovanovitch, whose ouster was sought by Mr. Pranas, Mr. Fruman, and many in the Trump administration. Despite the White House attempt to block cooperation by State Department employees, Ms. Yovanovitch has signaled to House staff members that she is willing to speak to them, and President Trump will be in town next week as a keynote speaker for the Shale Inside Conference. Bloomfield Columbus Day Parade was met with some protesters against the parade on Saturday. The handful of protesters held signs and walked the parade. Problems within the community about the parade rose last week. People reported falsified flyers claiming the holiday parade was canceled. The flyers said the day was an offensive holiday. Event organizer Guy Costa has asked for police involvement. The Pittsburgh police are looking into the matter.
We are just weeks away from Election Day, and voters in Pittsburgh will face some tough questions when they head to the polls. One ballot measure asks voters to approve or disapprove of an additional $50 tax on each $100,000 of assessed real estate value to establish a Parks Trust Fund. The money is expected to be used to improve park safety, fund parks in underserved neighborhoods, and to improve and maintain parks.
And a lawsuit has been filed challenging another question that is expected to be on the ballot. The question asks votes to approve or reject adding a crime victims' rights amendment to the state constitution. The measure is called Marcy's Law. For Marcy Nicholas, a California woman who was stalked and killed by her ex-boyfriend in the early 1980s.
The United Student Government confirmed and appointed 2 new senators and a treasurer on October 14, 2019. Senator Francisco Alba, Senator Jillian Paluch, and Treasurer Laura Dragiceau were sworn in at the JVH Auditorium in Thayer Hall. According to Dragiceau, applying her skills in finance to serve the to the service of the USG and the student body is her major goal as the newly appointed treasurer. The new appointees will be serving their term till the end of the spring semester in 2020. And the United Student Government is looking for club members and officers on an updated funding system for the future. USG Director of Communications Carrie DeTore says that students are asking to fill out a short poll sent to their emails last Friday, October 11th. It compares the proposed budget-based funding against the current request-based system. DeTore said that USG didn't want to make any decisions without student input. The poll is an advisory vote and will help USG adjust proposals based off their responses. And the Port Authority of Allegheny County is requesting input from riders, including Point Park students, to help with the development of the Bus Rapid Transit Project. Port Authority's website says the project will create dedicated bus lanes to move a large number of people through Pittsburgh's busiest corridor downtown to the East End. Dean of Students Keith Palo sent students the Port Authority's BRT survey last Friday. The survey asked questions about the design of new bus shelters and important elements riders would like to see, including safety buttons and public art. The survey is available until November 4th, and Port Authority expects the service to start by 2023.
Is it the start of a Duck dynasty? Duck calling QB Devlin Hodges held the Steelers to a 24-17 win over the Chargers on Sunday. That was the Black and Gold's second win of the season. But the news isn't all good for the Steelers, with defense and Stephen Truitt, who now out for the season with an injury. The Steelers have a bye week before taking on the Miami Dolphins in a Monday Night Football matchup the 28th. Brandon Tinniff's shorthanded overtime goal pushes the Pens to a 3-2 win, beating Colorado on Wednesday. The Pens' Sidney Crosby continued to a season-long 7-game point streak, scoring his 4th goal of the season. Jake Gensel added to his 6-game point streak with his 5th goal in 4 games. Matt Murray made 26 saves, and up next, the Pen Shots, Dallas on Friday.
Pittsburgh continues to evolve in meaningful ways, and tomorrow the evolution of our city and its various new innovations will be the focus of a TEDx event right here at Point Park University. The theme of the event is Aging Gracefully, as it focuses on how our city has grown and changed over the past 255 years. Among the expected speakers are C. Raymond Werner, who describes himself as a writer, baker, and music maker, as well as Laura Poskin, the director of Age Friendly Greater Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh icon Mr. Rogers had a famous welcoming phrase, "Won't you be my neighbor?"
Now, how a new marketing campaign is promoting Pittsburgh as a welcoming city.
Visit Pittsburgh currently has a campaign called Pull Up a Chair, where they're having artists paint 90 chairs and placing them all throughout downtown Pittsburgh. According to Visit Pittsburgh's website, this is a marketing campaign that's being used to show how friendly the city is in order to attract more tourists.
It's really just about showing off how welcoming our city is and how welcoming Pittsburghers are in general. It was built around the universal hospitality sign of offering someone a chair, and it's something that both the mayor and the county executive have been pushing for a really long time.
These chairs are being painted by local artists. They've been asked to paint these chairs in any way that they'd like, so they can be as colorful as they want. Some of these artists got to showcase their talent by painting chairs at last week's gallery crawl.
The city actually reached out to me, the Visit Pittsburgh team reached out to me to participate as one of the artists for painting a chair, and I thought it was an amazing opportunity for a lot of reasons. One, I think the concept is really awesome.
The Pittsburgh Cultural Trust's website hypothesizes that there may end up being more than the anticipated 90 chairs. However, every chair created during this campaign is going to be auctioned off at a local charity in the beginning of 2020. So if you see one of these chairs parked downtown, now you know what they're for. For Point News Now, I'm Lindsay Carson.
celebrations honoring the life and legacy of Gandhi on his 150th birthday.
All that and more when we come back.
Go.
Go to our new website, uvu.pointpark.edu.
Go, 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 go.
Join UView and find your herd.
Join EOP. And 3, 2. Join EOP.
I was just saying, grab them now, or else I will snap them.
Yeah.
Join on point with politics. 3, 2, 1.
Join Pioneer Sideline.
Loneliest number that you'll ever do.
Remembering his legacy on a monumental birthday.
Members of the Pittsburgh community gathered together to celebrate the 150th birthday of Gandhi. Our reporter Mara Oth shows us how.
On October 6, 2019, nearly 200 people gathered at the Frick Fine Arts Building to celebrate the life and legacy of Mahatma Gandhi in honor of his 150th birthday. Founder and executive director of the Ahimsa Gandhi Forum, Sam Sharma, has been working towards this celebration for upwards of 20 years.
After all these years, we have been given or donated a statue of or bust of Mahatma Gandhi by Government of India, which will be unveiled, which will be hopefully the beginning of a Gandhi Center in town. And that is our objective.
18 months ago, Consul General of India, Sandeep Chakravorty, gave a presentation on community relations at Pitt campus, according to the Assistant Director for Academic Affairs of Pitt's Asian Studies Department, Emily Rook-Kopsel.
And one of the things that one of our community members, Som Sharma, asked was, would it be possible to get a bust of Gandhi to display somewhere at the University of Pittsburgh? And the Consul General decided that that would be a great idea.
In addition to the reveal of the bust, the evening featured presentations from faith-based organizations, a proclamation from mayoral policy analyst Ernest Rajacone, and a speech from Consul General of India, Sandeep Chakravorty.
We usually have a sort of reception, tabling time where kids can do some activities, and we have a bunch of area organizations come out and talk about the work that they're doing in areas of peace advocacy, social justice, and the South Asian communities.
The bust of Gandhi is due to be installed into the Hillman Library in the Asian section before the end of the year due to the current renovation of the library. Reporting from outside of the Frick Fine Arts Building, this is Mariah Off, Point News.
A local store is putting their business on hold to help the Pittsburgh Humane Society.
And don't know what to do this weekend? We'll tell you about some things happening coming up after the break.
What's one word to describe CAB?
Welcoming.
Community.
Creative.
Experiences.
Family.
Openness.
Pineapple.
The Campus Activities Board is a student-run organization that consists of 7 different committees. Each focuses on event planning, marketing, and administrative activities. Join us in organizing the juiciest events on campus, from late-night bingo to festive dances to our team bonding meetings. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Point Park Cap, or like us on Facebook at Campus Activities Board at Point Park University.
Good evening and welcome to Newsnight. I'm Josh Troop alongside Jess Paterchak.
Defending his decision to kick out 15 Cuban diplomats from the United States.
Thanks, Allison. Fitness on Demand has returned to Point Park.
Residents fear that Mount Agung will have a repeat of 1963's eruption.
Two-star NFL quarterbacks made the headlines this week after wrapping up.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. That's your news tonight. For Nick Tomarello, I'm Alex Grubbs. Have a great night.
One Pittsburgh store is putting their businesses on hold to help raise funds for the Pittsburgh Humane Society.
Our reporter Lindsay Carson shows us how a local store is giving back.
Go to D1.
October is Down Syndrome Awareness Month, and Point Park's Future Educators of America hosted an event in the Lawrence Hall lobby on Tuesday to spread a message of inclusivity. The Center for Disease Control says that 1 in 700 babies are diagnosed with Down syndrome, making it the most common chromosomal condition. FEA's Secretary Maddie Corcoran said to eliminate ignorance, we must educate. That's why Augmentative and Alternative Communication Month goes hand in hand with Down Syndrome Awareness Month. Corcoran encourages students to learn alternative forms of communication like sign language and picture exchange programs.
The stadium was an ancient Greek running event and a historic original Olympic game, and you can get a chance to compete in the Spartan race happening this weekend at PNC Park. Racers will compete for the best time by conquering 20 obstacles. The top 3 finishers of their age group will receive prize money.
We're cutting to a break.
The United Student Government at Point Park University, working since the 1970s to solve the issues that matter to you. What concerns do you have about the university? Student life, safety, food service? Send us an email to studentconcerns@point.
If you're a fan of pumpkins, you may want to visit the North Shore this weekend for the Pittsburgh Monster Pumpkins Festival, which runs from Saturday to Sunday. The festival features some of the top pumpkin carvers in the country, pumpkin paddle boat races, and pumpkin dropping competitions. The event is free, and you can visit their website for more information. Imagine coming face to face with a lifelike T-Rex.
That's some of the excitement you might experience at the Jurassic World live show, coming to PPG Paints Arena next week. The first of its kind touring arena show includes animatronics of several types of dinosaurs and lots of thrills and excitements. It's kickoff next Thursday on the 24th. I can't wait. That sounds amazing.
That does sound like a lot of fun, but I think I'm more excited for the Monster Pumpkin Festival.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, seeing Jurassic Park, oh my God, it's just so surreal.
I don't know, I'm not a huge dinosaur person, but I did go to the Monster Pumpkins Festival last year, and it was a lot of fun. And they had like this catapult, and they were like launching pumpkins. Wow. I don't know. It was weird, but it was a lot of fun. But that's all we have time for this week. Thank you so much for watching.
Point News will be back next Thursday at 2 p.m. Have a great week, Pioneers.